Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Marian Bănică and today we are going to talk at Science Hub about leadership and innovation. We have a special guest that is coordinator of Leadership Summer School, an event that brings together leaders from all around the world. But before this, I would like to introduce a bit the topic and what we are going to discuss. So we prepared the video just in order to know what we mean by leadership, and also we are going to come back to discuss with our special guests.
So ladies and gentlemen, at TED we talk a lot about leadership and how to make a movement. So let's watch a movement happen, start to finish, in under 3 minutes and dissect some lessons from it. First, of course, you know, a leader needs the guts to stand out and be ridiculed. But what he's doing is so easy to follow. So here's his first follower with a crucial role. He's going to show everyone else how to follow. Now notice that the leader embraces him as an equal. So now it's not about the leader anymore, it's about them, plural. Now there he is calling to his friends. Now if you notice that the first follower is actually an underestimated form of leadership in itself. It takes guts to stand out like that. The first follower is what transforms a lone nut into a leader. And here comes a second follower. Now it's not a lone nut, it's not two nuts, 3 is a crowd, and the crowd is news. So a movement must be public. It's important to show not just the leader, but the followers, because you find that new followers emulate the followers, not the leader. Now here come 2 more people, and immediately after, 3 more people. Now we've got momentum. This is the tipping point. Now we've got a movement. So, notice that as more people join in, it's less risky. So those that were sitting on the fence before now have no reason not to. They won't stand out, they won't be ridiculed, but they will be part of the in crowd if they hurry. So, over the next minute, you'll see all of the those that prefer to stick with the crowd, because eventually they would be ridiculed for not joining in. And that's how you make a movement. But let's recap some lessons from this. So first, if you are the type, like the shirtless dancing guy, that is standing alone, remember the importance of nurturing your first few followers as equals. So it's clearly about the movement, not you. Okay, but we might have missed the real lesson here. The biggest lesson, if you noticed, did you catch it? Is that leadership is over-glorified. That yes, it was the shirtless guy was first, and he'll get all the credit, but it was really the first follower that transformed the lone nut into a leader. So as we're told that we should all be leaders, that would be really ineffective. If you really care about starting a movement, have the courage to follow and show others how to follow. And when you find a lone nut doing something great, have the guts to be the first one to stand up and join in. And what a perfect place to do that at TED. Thanks.
Okay, good to see you and welcome to Science Hub. Our special guest is Sukhdeep Arora. Thank you for joining us today. And just to deep dive in the topic, I would like you to introduce a bit to our audience, to know more about you, and also to know more about Leadership Summer School, the program that you are coordinating this year.
Thank you for having me. So yeah, I'm a trainer, I'm a doctor, and I'm the coordinator of Leadership Summer School, an event which I joined around 2015 myself as a participant, and during the last couple of years, I became the coordinator of this event. An event where we address students, young professionals, to embrace their leadership skills, to ignite passion for things they are passionate about, what they want to do in the future. And that is basically a program of 10 days, 8 to 10 days, in which we work with our participants together to ignite passion, to collaborate, to start networking, and with the goal, with the vision to make a positive social change or impact in the society.
When did you start this program?
I started 2015, and the program itself exists since 2005.
And it's an European event, right?
It is started in Europe, but we also invite internationally all kind of every student. So it's an international event with the focus of most participants coming from Europe, but we always have a few people coming from the US. We had some people from Sudan, from Iran.
So leaders from all around the world. Yeah,
Yes.
they are basically put it all together in order to share experience and also to learn from another one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, really nice, and I think it's very valuable to have people from different backgrounds put it all together in order to share experience. But let's dive in more details about designing effective leadership programs. How did you started basically to think about the need of a program like this? How did the main idea started of Leadership Summer School?
The main idea of Leadership Summer School was the founders sat together in their NGOs, especially student organizations, and thinking about, okay, we have this board leading us. It's not effective. They do a lot of mistakes. It's frustrating, not motivating the members. And the idea came up to create an event, multi-professional, with different student organizations together to create firsthand a program for people who want to become board members. That was like the initial idea. And then it developed further, not just like for board members, for students' organizations, but generally to focus on leadership. As if you study in the university or make a vocational, leadership skills are not trained anywhere. Either they have it or you don't have it, and that's not true.
So basically, Leadership Summer School started as a program for members of the board in International Students Organization.
Yeah.
And but also the program, as I know, is also dedicated to young professionals, not only to students, right?
Yes.
Okay. How can you give some practical examples on how you basically work and what kind of trainings you deliver during this program?
So we have a trainers team of soft skills trainers and hard skills trainers, which come together and prepare this event. And the focus is, and the idea of the program is based on the needs of our participants, which are coming. So we make a needs assessment with participants who we selected, and based on those needs and their own rating on which skills they have, which skills they lack, we create a program. We have some basics which we provide, which we observed and research what is lacking so far when it comes to communication, when it comes to facilitation, knowing team dynamics, how they work, personal development aspects as well. These are the most crucial ones, and around those information we gather, we create a program.
In your opinion, what do you think that is the main the main idea of someone to participate? Why somebody is going to participate in a program like Leadership Summer School?
I would even ask, like, everyone should participate, not why, more like why not? Because Leadership Summer School gives you the crucial skills for the future, for your entirely whole future, what you want to become. Knowing where you want to get in your life, if you want to work on NGOs further, if you want to work in companies, all those skills, the Leadership Summer School provides the basics and ignites the fire on creating your own way in life, your own journey.
Taking in consideration that it's an international event, how do you see the cooperation between people from different backgrounds and also from different cultures, because they are coming from all over the world? And you already said it, you are a doctor and also a trainer in the same time. Yeah, some of them are engineers, some of them are working in other industries. How do you see this cooperation all together based on on your experience till now?
Actually, this is the beauty of our program. to broaden the horizon of the participants and also the trainers. And when we study, like me as a medical student at that time, I was just focused on just medicine. I didn't see anything else around. Bringing all those people together gives us a different kind of perspective on how the world works, how our society works. And it's not just like limited to my home country or to Romania, if there are participants from Romania. It's also like giving the perspective from Iran or from Sudan or from the US, and like having these shared conversations and having this shared experience which broaden the horizon and broaden also our zone of knowledge and experience. So it's the experience which everyone brings into the program, not just the trainers, but also the participants themselves, which makes them better leaders in the future as the world is more globalizing every day. So we are forced to work more and more in international teams. Either is it in the hospital, is it in a consulting company, or when you do something by yourself. It's an international background that is like crucial to work with. So get to know other cultures, get to know about traditions, about how people think in different countries, what kind of attributes they have, makes it even a better program than just like doing it at a university.
Leadership Summer School started more than 15 years ago as a program developed by students. But after some time, most of the students are becoming alumni.
Yeah.
How do you see the involvement of the alumni in the actual activities of Leadership Summer School?
It's pretty diverse. Like we have, like I could also consider myself an alumni because I'm not a student anymore. The program started as a student organization, part of a student organization which is working multi-professionally, multidisciplinary, and with growth and with time, the experience broadens. So the target group can also like broaden. So as you said, it's not just for students anymore, it's also for young professionals, because we who work in the project have come with different perspectives into it. We all have been students, but some of us already are working. So in this case, we kind of broaden the field for those who missed it in the times as they were students.
Yeah, I'm very interested in this topic of alumni because we try also to do some alumni networks. How do you take the benefits of having an alumni network on long term, and how they are still involved? Because as far as I know, and also I've been in an international student organization when I was a student, after you finish your student career, you are just working, and you don't still have the same energy or the same feeling like being in an organization. How do you involve the alumni in this, and what are the benefits of having an alumni network?
So we have a network, like we know who joined Leadership Summer School, and there is, at the moment, we invite them to every edition we are making every year. So they are always invited to come, to join, to get the passion back. If there were situations where they a lot of energy, in a few days they just visit us in the program, share the experience with the participants, come as speakers, or do some small workshops themselves. And in the same time, it is a huge potential we are having in the base of mentoring. We know the people who were in LSS and now are striving, and we have the students and the young professionals who might be confused, they do not know what to do or do not know how to do things, where we as trainers, if it's getting too specific, it's our limitation. But the strength we have is we can advise them to some people we know, who are trusted, who went to the program and can directly assist and help and mentor them even.
Can you tell me if any of the alumni of the program are developing a business that comes as an idea during the program?
We have a few examples. We have two friends or two people who become friends during Leadership Summer School, creating some ideas were basic engineers, psychologists, and they were seeing the trainings, and then they kind of think, okay, what can be improved or what can be needed? Where's more potential there? Say they created their own product and their own company with selling their own products with photo cards, emotional cards, to strive to even actually support people like us as trainers team to get even better results in training. And
so so it's not just a summer school where you somebody is teaching and somebody is receiving this, but it's also a place where new ideas are generated.
Yes.
And also after that. Can you share us some topics that are most of the time covered during leadership summer school, like time management or what, resolving conflicts or?
We have a diverse tree of topics we can provide. As I said, it's always depending on the group we are having. Things like which we have always is kind of motivation, team dynamics. How do we work in a team? What happens with the dynamics if team members come? How do you challenge or how you deal with difficult personalities? Facilitation, conflict resolution, but also future crafting, coaching for leaders. Kind of topics.
So from the topics that you say to me, basically are some topics that are not covered by the formal education, right?
Yes.
So basically what you put is an add-on to the formal education in order to complete the education of a person in order to become a better leader.
You can say that in that way, yes.
Yeah, nice. Do you have also sessions on managing virtual teams? Because nowadays everybody is working, most of them are working in online or, yeah?
Well, 2020, when the pandemic happened, we did LSS as an online event. So, and it's a crucial part to actually learn and also experience practically how to work in a virtual team. And that is also like a topic which is continued after the upcoming years as well.
But as far as I know, in the program there are all the time accepted people that are very young, 20 and something years, and also people that are more than 30 years, right? How is the communication between these basically generations working together in the same time?
It is actually super beautiful to see two generations collaborating together because both can learn from each other. And that's something that those participants even realize during this event, that I'm the old one, I just sit there and listen and let's see. And kind of the younger ones who kind of have their assumptions to the older generations, which are not that old, and they come together and get actually super close to each other. So it's kind of not an issue at all. It's also more a strength of bringing different generations together, as in real life, in working scenarios, we have the same situations. We have different people from different ages working together, and it's also part of diversity. Inclusivity and diversity are kind of core elements of Leadership Summer School, which we kind of strive and bring all people together.
Can you tell us a few things on how a training system in a company or in an organization looks like from your perspective? I mean, how it should be, because most of the companies and most of the organizations, they don't involve anything, or they don't invest in education at all. They think that the people are already skilled when they come, and they consider that education is it's somehow not. They know that it's important, but they don't invest in it.
Many companies do not invest. There are some who invest. Some invest into the right trainers. Some invest just into some people who have some nice names. And it's kind of, I don't want to put all companies on the one sheet and say all are bad or all are good. it's kind of really diverse. What I experienced is that trainings are mostly more formal educated in companies. Often there are less interaction, less kind of experiential learning. It's kind of you should do this, this, and this, and this, and you should do this, this, and this, and then you get better without actually gathering experience out of it, or kind of making simulations and getting like the work done in a way that it is efficient and sticking to participants or to the employees in this case. It's like, okay, they go to the seminar or to the workshop, and 2 hours later they're coming back and actually haven't gained an impact out of it. That's the feedback I perceive so far. Yeah.
You are born and you are living in Germany, and now we are in Eastern Europe. How do you see the difference between this from the leadership point of view? This is a tricky question.
Well, it's a good question, but in the same time, the focus is on in which direction we want to go. Like if you're going to the companies, I really have to admit I don't have that much knowledge of leaders in the Eastern European countries who are developing or who are leading the teams and how they do it. And also in Germany, there are diverse aspects. Like we have, I believe we have in both countries great leaders who are working and like striving the teams, and in both countries, bad leaders who are just stick and frustrating their members, their employees. And so it's not really based on which country it is. It's more like what kind of skills people gained and deliver to their members, to their employees.
Also, Leadership Summer School is also a network of professionals, and how do you see the importance of the networking that is done during these kind of summer events?
The networking is crucial. Knowing people in different countries. It does not just help you like if you're going traveling and need a cheap hostel or like a cheap bed to sleep in, but also like to collaborate. If you have people even in different countries sharing the same ideas, same passion, even if they're working in different companies, they have the potential to collaborate, to share experiences, to create something on their own. And that is like the key aspect. Decreasing the borders and making the network nourishing out of this Leadership Summer School, and really working together, delivering products, making social impact in different kind of perspectives.
Can you share with us some strategies that you employ in LSS to ensure that these connections are happening or are making any results also after the event ends?
Like already during the event, we focus on creating the group which is coming into different teams in different simulations, and also like nourishing them with different activities during the event, which bring them out of their comfort zone. So bringing people out of their comfort zone, it means okay, they are in the learning zone, but it's kind of not feeling really accommodated, and it's getting difficult. So they kind of start sticking together. They are team building. They are coming together and becoming teams or becoming a team in certain ways. And this feeling and passion drives them to continue after the event. And we have like reflection groups, like small groups every evening with a trainer and a few participants. Talk about, okay, what were the learning experience, what are the emotional experience during the day, and those reflection groups even can continue if it's like a common agreement between the trainers and the participants, even after the event for a few more months or even half a year. And I know like reflection groups who were like 6 years ago, and they're still like meeting up, having conversations once a while, like once a month or every 6 weeks, just to catch up to each other.
Yeah, during the event, Leadership Summer School or any other summer schools in general, mentorship is very important. What you can tell us about this and how you manage to keep the mentors motivated to to do the mentoring?
Principal, our mentors are coming out of Leadership Summer School. So if we see there is a need for a mentorship or kind of assistance, we have alumni who kind of figure out, okay, this is kind of a similar topic, and we bring them together. The further responsibility is, and that's also something participants need to learn, on them to actually keep that contact ongoing. And all the alumni are super highly motivated to give further, to give back. And that is, so in this case, there's no need, a special need that is that high to motivate the alumni to stay there, because the impact that this event does is for a lifetime.
How do you see the mentorship in companies? Because as far as I know, there are not so many companies that they developed a mentorship program.
And that's super sad, because from my own working experience, I know that having a mentor or having a mentorship can be super crucial in making decisions, in thriving in work, not feeling irritated or confused, and also knowing, okay, where is my goal? Like if I work in a company, okay, where I'm headed to. It is super difficult without a mentor to make your journey, you make your way, and it gets easier, and you get more networks if you have a mentor.
Yeah. Also, an important aspect or a crucial aspect from my point of view for a training or a leadership program is how you measure the impact and what are the KPIs. Can you tell us a bit more?
Yes. As we said, in the beginning we do a needs assessment. So we ask on not just about the expectations, we ask about the skill level, which they are rating, and then we are going doing an evaluation, and we do an impact assessment. It means like we assess with the participants again, like how are my skills now. And with this data we see like improvement or no improvement, and we can like collect this data. It's like done after the event, and 3 months later what we are planning to do for the next events, also to do it 6 months later to have like a longer term. And when it comes to the KPIs, it starts from satisfactory rating to seeing, okay, how is collaboration working? Like asking, are you still collaborating with other participants after the event? Are you, and also like measuring diversity, like how diverse was our group? That is also a KPI we have. And one other KPI is trainer's experience, where we measure, okay, was the quality level high enough for this event, or do we need to improve it for the next edition?
Yeah, but what tangible KPIs do you have? I mean, can you share some examples of tangible outcomes or transformation that happens after a Leadership Summer School event?
Like we have like people cooperating. We have like this one product. We have some other products as well, different companies which were created. We have people decided going into leadership positions in their board, or start getting self-employed and doing their own path. So we have she's a trainer and having her own company, a trainees company in Budapest. We have another participant from also from my year 2015. She is now city council, part of the city council. So that is, I think, really tangible to see. Like we ignite the passion of what is really in the participants, what they really value, and try to like strengthen those aspects in their life.
Let's move on to another topic which I consider very, very important. It's integration of leadership skills in formal education.
Mm-hmm.
How do you see this, and how we basically connect the formal education with the, let's say, non-formal education?
Like, my dream would be to have leadership summer school at every university existing to improve like the skills people need to have for becoming leaders. So far in the academia, students tend to learn, like even like if the topic is leadership, they just learn it theoretically. You don't have, like, even if you have seminars and workshops in the academia, the focus is mostly the result, the outcome. It is not the process. In leadership summer school or in the non-formal education per se, is not just the outcome relevant, but also the process, because the process is the thing where the participants learn to debrief the whole process, to see, okay, that happened, that did you feel, what did you learn, and how did you get your outcomes for the future out of these learning aspects. And this debriefing of the process and how they're working together is lacking in the formal education, in my point of view.
Do you see any specific challenges on or resistance that formal education is putting just to keep the this kind of events to happen as part of their formal education? Because from my experience, or you can share your experience too, it's not very easy all the time to cooperate with the universities or also to institutions that are providing formal education.
It's getting better. It's getting much better as teaching itself becomes more relevant at universities. That's like from the experience I see from my university where I studied, that the relevancy of teaching becomes more important. It's not just about research, and teaching is something, you have to do it as well for the professors. It's like teaching is becoming more relevant. There's more impact on teaching, and the focus there is also with evaluation to see how impactful the teaching was. And what I see so far, or what I also heard from colleagues, is as practical as it gets, as more experiential it gets, as better is the outcome. So I see a movement into more non-formal education also in universities. It started like a few years ago. It would be better to already have it completely implemented, but it's a way, and we are happy to assist in every way we can as trainers. And be involved there.
Can you share some examples of collaborations or partnerships with educational institutions that implemented some of the leadership education from LSS or from other summer schools in their formal curricula?
Like as a student, I was working in the teaching department in our university.
Which university?
University of Frankfurt, and like Goethe University, and I was working there as a student job. And the professor I was like employed to, she was really like into practical like simulations, like emergencies, simulation trainings, and also like debriefing them with the students and going hands-on. So those things are like in the medical field are already like starting to imply it. As I know from friends in engineering, it also goes into that direction, and it can be more. It's still like a few courses, and it's not a practical learning on the aspect of like different topics, like how to develop tiny houses, or some robotic systems, or how to like deal with emergencies in the medical field. What we do not see is the leadership skills, which are implemented like in the universities at all.
But why do you think that in universities leadership is not taught? Because at the end of the day, I think that also leadership and also innovation and also everything, it's teachable.
It is teachable. I believe it's the old structures which universities still start following. If you're looking at new universities created or kind of those University of Applied Sciences who are already playing more an innovative role, it comes more and more into their aspect. But like the old standard universities, they need more time to go with the change because change is always difficult.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's move on to the role. Basically, how do you see the role of youth people in developing not only summer schools but in developing entrepreneurial organization? I mean, few years ago it was normally adults who were starting companies, but nowadays you see a lot of very young people that are starting their own companies at very early ages. How do you see this societal change, and from the perspective of leadership, of course?
In the end, like what the benefit of it is, like mostly, not always, but mostly like you do your first project, you fail, and if you start stick on it, you do it again and again and again, and you learn. Mm-hmm. And that is impressive, and it is amazing actually to start younger ages. I wished I would have started younger, coming with some ideas, and like learned about managing teams and seeing, okay, there's also like more self-reflection. I can't do this, but I can do this. How can I get be supported by whom? And these are questions which are already asked in an already younger age, which is great because that's the thing we can work on together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know someone that is saying all the time that if you are not ashamed by your first version, it means that you launch it very late. Yeah, so we encourage everyone to start as young as possible. And also one small advice is maybe to not be ashamed by failing, because failure it's something good. And you learn from it, but you have to learn from your mistakes, but also from someone else's mistakes. And this is, how do you see this?
Well, that's also part of the program in Leadership Summer School. So, like we do simulations, and the simulations are observed by trainers. They get feedback, and around the feedback, we also provide the input what didn't go well. On a personal level, on a team level, on the design level. And yes, and they start improving. And it's also like, yes, you let them fail, but you give them something at hand. So they just not fail and fall into a big hole and can't come out of it. They get assisted and they know, okay, next time, this aspect I can improve. And then the next time, the other aspects I can improve. Can you tell us some emerging trends that you see in learning and also in leadership that maybe are going to be covered in the next 10 editions? Or So, like for training and with the change of the generations and with the technology, I see a much higher potential getting more technology into the training field, for example. Like we have the key eyes coming now with ChatGPT and so on, which is a crucial factor, which is useful, super useful to create trainings, but also like for participants in the training settings, and that's something we can play with and like kind of encourage them to get a different kind of skills here. Also augmented reality, like if you want to create a space which we cannot have here. We can, if we have like the resources to have like these glasses and like play. Okay, let's do a session virtually at the moon or at the company's office, or creating different scenarios to get more into this experiential learning, more closer to the reality. There's some trends I see, and I believe there are much more than just mentioned, but there is huge potential to grow.
How do you see the LSS that is going to, or how LSS is ensuring that the curriculum and the approach is going to be to remain relevant in preparing youth leaders, taking in consideration that at this moment there are a lot of events, and some of them are good, some of them are still to be good.
So, like in the last few editions, we started to implement the concept of VUCA. VUCA is a theoretical concept or a practical approach on how our society is at the moment. VUCA is an abbreviation for volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. And the thing is, this is like how the society is at the moment, like happening with Corona, uncertain what is happening then, and how to work through all these different situations. What comes to the news, what comes to this high inflation, and how to deal with these situations, and how to keep like Zen. And this is kind of the topic of the 21st century, which we are facing. And this is kind of the theme we set for LSS the last years, to adapt to those societal impactful situations, and how you as a leader and as a participant can go through it. And that's like, as a team, we always brainstorm together, okay, what is relevant at the moment? What is, not at the moment, but what is relevant now and for the future? How is our society working, and what is important to give to the participants?
Speaking about future, what do you prepare for the next edition of Leadership Summer School? What changes, what new sessions, and what do you expect?
I expect amazing participants. We are at the moment in the phase of creating the content and reshaping the content. So I guess like VUCA as a topic is still super relevant, still like if you follow the news. And what we're planning to do is like reshaping sessions, being more specific, even more focused on the sessions, giving more time for the participants to interact with each other, to create some of them amazing ideas together, and developing their own processes.
Tell us in a minute, why somebody is going. Why do you recommend to someone to apply to the next edition of Leadership Summer School?
If it's not already said, the reason to apply for Leadership Summer School is you find out what your real passion is. You get the skills to put them into practice. You get a network with other people whom probably will share some parts of your passion as well. You get a network of alumni who are even already doing that what you want to do. You get coaching, and you get great skills to become a leader if you want to be a leader for a company, but also great skills for personal development and being yourself and seeing yourself as a leader in your own life.
So, I think that now things are much more clear. What I want to add is that in life and also in organization, it's good to be a leader, but it's also very, very good and very important to follow leaders. So this is why we started with that video. I hope that we have a better understanding of everything right now. A last word that you want to add?
Thank you for having me again. I'm excited for the next edition.
And we hope that we are going to be part of this next edition. And thank you for being here. I hope that everyone now has a better understanding about leadership, about following leaders, and also how a group of young people can impact future development of the society and also of different organizations. Because these leaders that are right now young, they are going to become very soon young professionals, and after that normal professionals.
And be maybe our future leaders.
Good. I hope that our leaders are going to be part of some leadership programs. Thank you. My name is Marian Bănică, and you enjoyed another session of Science Hub. See you next time.